list is Billie Eilish, and I want to talk about this for a minute. So she just put out a song called Your Power. By the way, the first Billie Eilish song that I've ever heard, that right away I was like, I'm on this one. This is fucking sick. Different. It's a little folkier. You can tell it sounds like it was made in her bedroom with her brother, which is kind of her thing. That's what she goes for.
Which makes it more honest sounding.
So, dude, and honesty is where I'm going.
Is it
with
honest sounding or is it honest?
Yes, both.
Both.
The story behind the song is interesting. She did an interview with British Vogue, which of course there was a big photo shoot where she looks completely different that came out. And what I want to talk about is what she said within the interview. And she talked a lot about the song is about abuse of power or abusive relationships and things like that, which for a 19-year-old to be that clear-headed to know exactly what she wants to say, because in her camp, what she's saying is coming from her. That's what she does. But what I want to talk about is when the person interviewing her said, I see there's a lot of changes going on, your look, your sound, all this shit. And a 19-year-old said, I just feel like I can do whatever the fuck I want. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is what I want to hear. And she's a fucking role model for a lot of these kids. Kids love her, dude. She got 43 million monthly listeners on Spotify. That's the message they should be hearing. Not being like a hard ass or anything, but legitimately saying, when it comes to my creativity and what I want to do and how I want to present myself, I can do whatever the fuck I want. That's badass.
100% non-coward. That's
Hell
what I'm
yeah.
talking about. And that's why she's so great. One of the posts she put up, I think the post she put up, the caption was, do whatever you want, whenever you want, fuck everything else.
Hell yeah.
Amen.
That's
Amen
been a big theme, especially on Kenny's part, of this podcast. So
dude,
I got a newfound respect for her. I got to read that article too.
That's the thing. I've never been one to, I don't lie. I've never really gotten into her music. I respect the hell out of her because she's carved a path. But this was something I was like, I can get with this.
Resonate with you for sure. Like, in whether it's fair or not, like we've talked about this ad nauseum for a while now. Like, I just assume that new music, and I'm doing air quotes, I know it's podcast, not good listening, but
it's bad radio.
I just assume that all newer music's just like bred in a lab with like test tubes and chemists, and it's all the people behind the scenes.
A lot of it is.
It is.
Well, a lot of it is that's what's on the top 10 pop charts. You know what I mean? But then you get people like Billie who come in and slide in, with that honest shit, and it peeks its fucking eyes through,
Dude, yeah. And the coolest thing is within the article, you read that her album, the big album, it was Where Do We All Go When We Fall Asleep? That's the name of the record, right, Kenny?
Yeah.
It was made without label interference. They just said to her, okay, you obviously have your shit together. Go make it in with your brother at your house and send it in, and we'll just put it out. First off, that's really hard to do, just on a logistical standpoint as an artist. But two, maybe this might be a trend for the future where labels might finally say, hey, maybe we should back the fuck off and stop sticking our nose in everything. And if she is the catalyst for that, more power to her, and give her a fucking wing in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Because I hate
to be the pessimist.
Good.
But yeah, fucking right. I mean, just like name any business where people aren't fucking trying to like steer that ship the way they think it's gonna go, and they don't look at people like artists as fucking tools in their marketing belt.
Bro,
but
Warner Brothers has been fucking up their movies for years that way.
100%. But it's like, but then every once in a while, you'll get somebody like Billie Eilish who, honestly, they see fucking huge dollar signs in their eyes, so
100%.
They're like, whatever the fuck you want to do, you, me, Dave. No.
Dave, remember when we were talking to Sharky, and we will hear this later in the interview, where you said, like, how could you manage touring with the Ozzy Brothers and D'Angelo when you were 19?
Mm-hmm.
My same question goes, how can you have the pressure of a generation of people looking at you? Not only that, have an overarching label looking down on you and say, I'm going to do what the fuck I want.
I couldn't tie my shoes when I was 19.
I love that.
Dude. I don't.
Oh my God, I was a fucking moron when I was 19, bro.
Oh
Full
my
moron.
God. There was like, I mean, this is kind of stupid to bring up, but whatever. But there was like, I went to college 3.1 miles from my parents' address to like our main campus building, which is a 5K. That's how close I went to college.
Wow.
And there was a point when I was 19 where my mom was picking me up every other week from my dorm room to go take me to the courthouse for underage drinking shit, let alone what you said, like having the pressure of an entire world with their eyeballs on you and your bosses, the record label. That is absurdly impressive to see.
There are special people.
There
are
is
special people in this world, and sometimes an A&R person will go to the right show on the right night at the right venue and be like, this fucking person is special.
And another thing is too, when you read the interview, she talks about a lot of heavy stuff about being a role model and body positivity and all this shit. And never in there do you look at it and feel like you're reading a canned statement that is like talk about these points. You are getting just unfiltered conversation from this young woman who is legitimately has her fucking head on her shoulders. And it's remarkable to see, because I know 19-year-old Colin wouldn't know what the fuck to do. And I know 19-year-old Kenny wouldn't know what to do. And Dave was at court, so we know he wouldn't know what to do. So who the fuck knows? I just wanted to get that out of the way and say, shouts out Billie Eilish. I hope more people think like you.